Okay, so this video is not going to be psychology related. I wish it was, but I need to vent about something that is just happening in my life right now. If my voice sounds a bit different, it's because it is, and that's related to the problem that I've been having. And it started about like 2 weeks ago, where I woke up with a sore throat and I thought to myself, like, what's going on? Maybe I'm sick. I also have summer allergies, like I have a bit of hay fever. So I thought, okay, maybe the hay fever is picking up right now, whatever. But it just kind of got worse. And I checked like my actual fever and I didn't have fever or anything. I didn't feel particularly sick. And then like a few days later, I had an outing with work, like a dinner. And like we went out, we ate some good food. Yes, it was greasy. And then like the next day, I woke up pretty much no voice. And I've had like sore throats randomly in my life before, but I never like put two and two together. But because of the meal that I had, I kind of like finally realized that, oh, wait, like that's acid reflux, but like the silent acid reflux, right? Like LRP or whatever, that you don't feel anything in your stomach, but like it's all in the throat. So that hit me, but it also made it like difficult to have my meals because like my throat was so sore that it hurt to like swallow and it hurt to eat, it hurt to talk. I couldn't really talk. Like I had pretty much lost my voice. It came back a little bit in the evening, but like it was hoarse and it hurt. And I didn't really know what to do, so I'm like a Google fiend and I Googled like what I should do, and basically I needed to like do everything. Like I needed to change my diet. I needed to eat like a low acid diet. I needed to have like much smaller meals, but more often throughout the day. Need to sleep on an incline. Like not eat before lying down, or like not eat before sleeping at least 3-4 hours, which I kind of was doing already. So that wasn't a change for me. Like I don't like to go to bed like with a full stomach, but there were all these things that I needed to change. So I was like, okay, at first I was like, okay, yeah, I could do this. And I bought all this like low acid diet food. I changed my diet, but after a couple of days, like it was a little bit depressing. And then realizing that, oh wait, it's gonna take what? It's gonna take 2 months, 2 months of this. And then I started panicking because when you have chronic health issues, there's like health anxiety that goes along with that, which means that if something happens, it starts to like seem that this is gonna go on forever. So then I'm thinking, oh no, there's like a structural issue, because why am I suddenly having this problem? I may have had it before. As I said, I sometimes struggled with having a sore throat and not knowing the reason why, but then I'm thinking, is this a structural problem again? And like, what am I gonna do? And I don't know if you know this, but the solutions suck. A lot of the times doctors just throw medication at you, and the surgery is like not great, and they won't do it unless like you have a serious problem. So you kind of have to like deal with it and hope that you are one of the lucky ones that can go back to your previous life. Like I miss coffee, obviously, chocolate, all these things. I'm still getting caffeine withdrawal headaches that started about 6 days ago when I like totally changed my diet and stopped drinking coffee. But 6 days ago, and I'm still getting, like, it's very mild now, but come on. And that's just like a minor thing. I've had to change my entire life. Also, I decided that I should go to the doctor about this because, again, my health anxiety was kicking in. And, she prescribed me PPIs, which, if you know anything about acid reflux, you know that this is going to like reduce the acidity in your stomach, but we don't know if I'm having this problem because I have too much acid. Like, I don't think so. And there were no tests that were even ordered. And I asked for one. I just asked, like, can we do some imaging so that we can just make sure that everything is okay? And she's like, oh no, like the protocol is that you need to take this medication for 8 months, 8 weeks, 2 months, and then if it's not better, then you can come back and do some tests. Or if it gets worse again after you get off the medication, then you can come back and we'll do some tests, which is a really shitty thing to hear, because when you do your research about these medications, all they do is like lower the acidity in your stomach, which, okay, will allow my throat to heal, but it gives me no clue about what's going on inside my body. And also, some people experience rebound effects where once you stop taking the medication, your body overproduces acid, and then your acid reflux and like all of the symptoms and the sore throat and all that shit come back, and you think, oh, I need to get on those medications again, but actually those medications are making things worse. So people like cycle through these medications. So anyways, I did a bunch of research about that, and I'm still considering taking the medications. I bought them, but I'm not sure, because I found that alginates, which are basically this like seaweed plant product, that when you take it, it floats to the top of your stomach and creates this barrier. There are no drugs in it. It just has this, alginate thing, this seaweed thing that interacts with your stomach acid. Then it can form this raft, and you're protected for a short period of time. You're only protected for about 3 to 4 hours. So you have to like take it continuously. I take it after every meal and before I go to bed. But it has no side effects, except you might be a little bit bloated. I haven't had too much trouble with that, just I had bloating once. So the side effects are very minimal compared to the PPIs. According to the research, it's non-inferior, so it's pretty much the same as those medications. You can have the acid reflux in the throat from pepsin, and that's not acid, but it's something that your stomach produces, and those acid lowering medications, the ones prescribed by the doctor, don't stop the pepsin from coming to your throat, but the alginate product does. So the alginate product is just like seemingly superior product, and I don't know why my doctor didn't mention it, but I think it's just like she was old and this is a new thing, and it's not something that's super popular, because like you can't find it at the store. Like, you can't go to the pharmacy and buy it. So I had to order it online, but whatever, like I'm happy with it, and I find like the taste is fine. If you are having those symptoms that I'm talking about and it's due to acid reflux, then this product might be something that you'd like to look into. I'm just pissed because I already have so many health issues, and why do I have to deal with this? But at the same time, I'm also pissed because I'm not happy with the care that I got from the doctor that I saw. It was a walk-in clinic doctor, but she wasn't interested in getting to the bottom of my symptoms. She just, it's kind of like, hey, take this. If it doesn't work, come back and we'll maybe check something. But wouldn't it be nice if they could check something before throwing like medications at you, especially that this medication is not harmless. It has an effect and it can cause harm. So it's just really annoying when doctors don't seem to really care about your health. It's not all doctors, but I have had some amazing experiences with doctors, and then some like totally dismissive, like could not care less. I'm like, I can't live my life at all, and they're just like, well, that's like, here's some pain meds and be on your merry way, like don't even want to prescribe an MRI because I don't know, like it's public health care. I don't know why it's so hard to get a referral or imaging. Like, you have to fight tooth or nail or be like literally dying or get like really lucky with an amazing doctor, which does happen. It takes a long time to heal. So the throat, it's sensitive and we use it all the time. So it takes like 6 to 8 weeks to heal the damage from the acid reflux. But of course, I have like a little fear that, okay, well, even if it is healed, thanks to all the precautions that I'm taking and the alginates, right? So, like this raft, because I plan on taking it for 2 months. So, let's say that this is really helping, but what if I stop taking it? Am I going to go back to having a sore throat? Am I going to lose my voice again? I want to believe that it's temporary. I'm just hoping that I had a little bit too big of meals before, and with some time and these meds, it can heal. Yeah, so I choose to feel hopeful about it, even though it's not always easy, but I've been in difficult situations before with my health and with my like physical ability and not being able to do things, not being, just pain. I can talk about that if like anyone if anyone cares and if it might help anyone, I'd be happy to talk about that. But now I'm better. And so I know that even when things feel really hard and really hopeless and like there are no good solutions, it doesn't mean that things don't get better, and it doesn't mean that I'm going to be stuck like this forever. Like, my body can heal. It might not be perfect. It might not go back to exactly, I might not be able to eat all of the things that I used to eat before. I don't know. Like, am I going to have coffee again? I don't know. I hope so. And, I can pray for that, but, we'll see. I'll do what I can, control the controllable, and leave the rest to see what the universe wants to do with all of that. I just kind of wanted to vent about what I've been going through. This has like been taking up all of my brain space. If anyone else is struggling with this, just know that you're not alone, and we just have to do these steps for now. And there's a good chance that with time and patience and taking care of ourselves and having our small meals and not, drinking coffee and eating chocolate and the citrus fruits and, the fatty foods, by being gentle with ourselves and following the guidelines, there is a good chance that the tissues will heal and they won't be as inflamed, and basically we will be able to slowly and gradually, after a while, after we've healed, introduce foods and, track our symptoms and see how things are going, and hopefully be able to go back to a somewhat similar lifestyle as before. At least if you were healthy. Like, I was really healthy before. It's just I think my meals were too big and I was putting a big load on my body by eating large meals. But I can space out my meals. I can have smaller meals. I am learning to do that. So yeah, like I like to, only eat 3 times a day and not have to think about food the rest of the time. But if my body prefers meals that are smaller and eating more often, then that's what I'm going to do, right? Like, I want to do what's best for me and my body, for it to be healthy as it could be. Health is not black and white, right? Like, a lot of people think about health in these terms of like you're either healthy or unhealthy, but that's not the way that I see things. And when you have chronic illnesses, that's just not a realistic way of thinking, and it's not helpful, right? I don't like to think of myself as, unhealthy, or when everything is okay. I'm not truly healthy in, the typical idea of health, but I'm healthy for me, and that's what matters. So I want you to think about like what health would look like for you, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but if you can live a reasonably comfortable and a normal life and pursue the things that you want to pursue and be able to do the activities that you want to do, even if it's not 100%, then you're on the right track and find the joy in your life. And I know like food for sure for many of you, as for me, food is a huge source of joy. So not being able to partake in a lot of my favorite foods, most of my favorite foods, I'm eating a lot of different foods, not everything. Some things are more familiar than others, but it is different. But you know, trying to love the food that I am eating now, trying to make it as good as possible with, the limited ingredients that I am able to use, and also looking forward to adding more things in the future. Yeah. So keep the hope alive. Um, I hope for, if you're having some difficulties right now, I hope for your recovery, and hopefully you can hope for my recovery as well. We got this. Just keep doing the things. And I know that they're making a difference. So I've already felt a notable improvement in my voice. Like, I couldn't make this video last week, right? Like, I really couldn't talk much last week at all. My voice is still not back 100%, gets tired really easily, but it's better. And I attribute that to all of the things that I've been doing. So, be proud of the progress that you're making, and it doesn't have to be, linear, and it's not going to be overnight. So just, stay with it. Know that it takes time, but know that you're going to get through this. We're going to get through this. It's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. Okay, bye. Love you.